Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a reroll guide for Nikke. Now, this one I've done in like a Google sheet, which I'll leave linked in the description, so you can click on this sheet and you can get this and scroll through these notes. I figured it was probably the easiest way to do it, and this way I could just get to the key parts quickly. Also, on top of that, up the top here, you can see standard reroll time is about 10 to 15 minutes. The video, I'll leave a link to the video, obviously, once I upload this video that we're recording now. And then changes made from video. At this stage, none. If there's any changes, I will put note of them, and then wherever the changes fall in it, I'll highlight in green, and that way you can know, if you're looking at this in the future, what changes have been made. And I'll also leave it in the pinned comment if there are changes, so that then you can refer to this document. Hopefully, it's fairly simple. But I'll go through everything because there are some things that I thought might have changed the method, but they didn't work in the end. So we'll go through everything in the process. So basically, when you install the game, the first thing you're going to do is get to this screen. What we might do is I might zoom in so we can see these pictures a bit better. We'll zoom into 150. So yeah, select region and agree to terms. So this is not your server, this is your region. When you see this screen, I'm in Australia, it defaults to where you are normally based on location, and you just got to agree to all and hit confirm. That's the first thing you'll get hit with. The next thing is going to be selecting a server. So this one I've just boxed out just to make it a bit narrow and easier to see, but whatever servers there will be, I'm not sure exactly what servers there will be when the game goes live, but you'll see them here. It'll probably be like NA, SCA maybe, I'm not too sure, but whatever they are, you'll see them. Choose the server. It'll probably give you a suggested server based on where you are. Next up, it's going to be the audio language for your voiceovers. The English voiceovers are really good in this one, plus it's really easy to just listen to the story with English. That's my preference, but I know some people love Korean, Japanese, so go nuts. The next one is going to be downloading resources. Now for this one, there's two options. I just go for the highest. Keep in mind, this game, you're not going to be able to delete data, so you're only going to have to download this once. So I just do the max one so I don't have to worry about it. Plus it's not that much bigger, but do note that it is almost 3 gig of download. So that is the thing. So you will have to download that especially if you're in Australia. It will take a little bit of time. Now moving on from that, the next bit is the sign in here. So I'm just going to zoom back out so we can see all the text. But the sign in. So I've got here, the best way is to create an email account. Whoops, where is it? Yeah, the best way is to create an email account at the top. So this top little section here, you can create an account. You just literally hit create account. What it'll take you to is you enter the email address that you want to use. It'll send you a code, and then you create a password. That's pretty much all it is. It's very, very simple. So that's the easiest way to do it, to be safe, and then save the binding to your Facebook, Google, all that stuff until you get the account that you actually want. On further rerolls, you'll have to either spoof/seed your account or use new emails. Now, for those that don't know, spoofing is where, like, you say my email address is vulcan@gmail.com. The spoofing would be doing vulcan+1@gmail.com. That would send an email to vulcan@gmail.com, but the game would think it's a different account. Then I could do, on my next reroll, vulcan+2, vulcan+3, and it would all go to the original email. It would just, the game would think it's a different one. Now, that is one way you can do it. I have never recommended that in a game ever since in Blue Archive, I believe it was. I believe it was the JP was the first time I saw it happen, where they started banning accounts that did this process. I'm not saying that Nikke will. I just don't do it personally. If you've been playing a lot of games across the years, I've got like 15, 20 accounts, emails, just like Gmail accounts that I use. So I'll just use a different Gmail account every time. That's me personally. Like I said, if you want to spoof, it's up to you, but I just don't do it ever since I saw in Blue Archive people getting banned. That is just the way I go about it. And then note one here, I've got, you can log in as guest. However, even if you bind the account and log out, so say you log in as a guest, you play through the game, then you bind the account, and then you log in, and then you try and log in as a guest, that guest will actually be the account you've just bound, so you don't have a fresh guest on that. Also, clearing the data didn't get rid of my guest account either. So it's basically like you're going to have to use one email address, and then log out, log in to a new email address so that it logs into an account that doesn't have a save file, and away you go. So that is going to be the way to do it, and that is the best way I could find. If something changes, I'll let you guys know, but like I said, deleting data doesn't work, even though if it did, it would be quite tedious because you'd have another 3 gig of download every time you do it, so you don't really want to do that. So new email every time is going to be the way to go, or spoofing if you're happy to do that. Like I said, I'm not personally going to do it. Moving on from that, once you do all that stuff, it's going to take you into the tutorial. Now you're going to work through the chapters, and you can skip the tutorial stuff. Like it's going to have like tutorial combat stuff. Every time it starts, like you get like this text box teaching you something, you can just hit skip in the top right, and for like the rest of that battle, it won't bother showing you anything. Now, maybe if it's your first time playing through the game and you're not familiar with the game, it might be worth just doing the tutorial stuff so you can learn the game a bit, but otherwise you can just safely skip it. Moving on from that, we're going to play through chapter 0 and chapter 1. You're going to clear both of them. It's all on rails. It's very basic. It teaches you a bunch of basic stuff. It'll teach you how to use every type of weapon in the game, and all that stuff. It's completely guided. You'll be fine. Then it will take you out and it'll take you into the tutorial summons. Now, when it's showing you how, like the tutorial of summoning, as soon as it takes you into the summon tab, you can actually hit that skip button in the top right hand corner, and that will allow you to detach from the tutorial, which means then you can exit out, you can pick up your pre-reg rewards, you can redeem any codes that we have available, anything like that, get all your summons, and then you can go back into the summoning and dump all your summons. Now, the first 10 pull that you have will be like the tutorial 10 pull that you get for clearing chapter 1, and as you can see in this image, it is just a tutorial. Like, I couldn't see exact rates for it. I did a fair few rerolls. I'm just testing the system. I never saw a reroll where I got more than 1 SSR, and I never saw a pilgrim character from this base 10 pull. So very small sample size. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I didn't see it. If you do get something like that, let me know in the comments, and I can adjust it. Hopefully, if you can DM me like a screenshot or something, so I can see. But yeah, that's off that first 10 pull. But then normally you're gonna, like with the pre-reg rewards and stuff like that, you should have at least 2 10 pulls to do at this stage. And for most people, this is where you're gonna choose either to keep your account or reroll. If you have multiple good accounts and you're a hardcore reroller, then check step 14. We'll just jump there quickly now, because basically if you do have a couple good accounts, you can keep progressing through chapter 2, and by the end of chapter 2 you'll have, and if I zoom right in on this one, let's just zoom in to see. This is me after clearing chapter 2. You can see I've got 13 additional summons plus 1,000 gems, which is another 3 summons. So that's 16 extra summons that you can get from clearing chapter 2. It does take 15 to 25 minutes. So for doing this, and then like the chapters after that don't yield as many summons. So like chapter 2 is a really solid chapter to get a bunch of summons. So this is like if you've got like 2 accounts that you're really tossing up between on your rerolls, and you're like, I don't know which one I want to keep. Maybe you take them both to clear chapter 2, and if one of them gets another SSR, then you pick that one. But that's very niche. I wouldn't recommend doing that on every reroll unless you get something really good that you like. So that is that one. Then basically what we're going to do is, because you've done your summons, you've done your tutorial summons, we're back at, this is not the people that have gone so far. You're basically going to click the cog in the top right hand corner, which is going to be like the 4 squares up there. You're going to click account in this menu, which is that one there. And then to keep the account, you're going to bind it to whatever you want. So, you know, in this menu, you just choose sign in with Facebook, sign in with Twitter, sign in with Google. However you want to do it, just bind it to whatever one you want to keep it on. That is what you're going to do if you've got the account you want. Now, if you want to reset your account, you're going to want to hit the logout button. Now, I'm going to zoom in here again just to show you guys this one. But this close account button doesn't, I wrote reset, but it's close. I'll adjust that. But this close account button doesn't work the way you think it was. I thought it would be like a reset the account, happy days, let's just re-roll. It doesn't. It puts it like on like a 30-day timer, and after 30 days, your account will be deleted. However, if you log in those 30 days, it comes back. So it's not like an instant wipe. So I did test that. That is not what it is. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit that logout button. Then after that, we're going to log in with a new email or seeded email. and then rinse and repeat. Like that is your reroll process. And I've written a note, you may have to select region, agree to terms, select server and voiceover again. So like basically when you log out, it'll take you back to the home screen. And you might actually have to do, if we go back here to the top, you might have to do this one, and this one. All before you get to choose your new account and log in with your new account. So you might have to go through these 3 pages. You shouldn't have to download any resources. And then you might get to here where you then log in with your next email account and so on and so forth. And then you just keep re-rolling. Now, I'm going to make a whole video talking about who to re-roll for. The game is still very early. It's hard to know exactly what it is. There's a couple synergies and stuff that I like. I have feelings on what type of unit I would like to re-roll for, but I'm going to do a whole in-depth video into who to re-roll for in the game. Hopefully I'll get that out before launch as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the reroll guide. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.